Hello, everyone, and welcome back to game number 2 for day number 2 of week number 3 of the Smite Pro League. We're hopping here shortly into Mortality versus Exposed Secrets. But of course, my name is Dry Bear, and I'm joined today by DM Brandon.
Hi, everybody. This is going to be the first time that these two face off, and interestingly, they have the same record right now. So the winner of this game kind of gets a foot up, as they will be the first seed.
Yeah, it's rough, right? I mean, we saw yesterday, actually a big win over Coast from Exposed Secrets.
Right.
Of course, actually, Coast not doing that well right now. Last time Mortality played, they played against C9, and C9 conquered them yesterday. So we'll see if they can redeem themselves today, going up against Exposed Secrets. But right now, Exposed Secrets is looking really good.
I'm mainly looking at Xaylia here. If I don't see a baby ban, like after, oof.
Or a Freya ban?
I'm looking at baby. Just like that Vamana needs to go. First things first, though, it looks like Loki's off the table.
Loki me going away here, shooting across the way. We'll see, if Sayo decides to pick that, or decided to pick that up again. I mean, he only ran it once so far. It didn't work so well for him. So, I guess they still got eyes on it. New Band away immediately here. We actually don't have a history of anyone really on Exposed Secrets playing New I guess they may go into their strategy.
Nuwa is just consistently getting banned. I think this is more unfamiliarity more than it is about her being super strong. Because, I mean, Geb, super strong, Mercury, super strong. I think those are the two characters that should be probably taken out the most. But as we've seen, Freya is absolutely dominant when she wants to be.
Well, that was the one time that Exposed Secrets started taking off, right? When Xaylia decided, I'm going to play Freya, that worked incredibly well for them. John Quay going to be banned out here by Exposed Secrets, not going to be picked up at all. Across the way, Mortality has one pick to make, but keep in mind, they will be second pick, not first, and that always goes into consideration when they're giving away that ban. Will they ban out something that is likely to be picked up here? Honestly, I would go for the Merc.
Yeah, I mean, taking Mercury away, I mean, this is something I've always said is very important, but that leaves Geb on the table. Honestly, if you're going to take Merc against the Geb, you're going to lose a lot, as his passive's just going to shut it down. Mercury does go away. Geb's on the table. Rama gets locked in automatically, leaving a lot of picks open for the guys on Mortality.
So Mercury going away there. First pick to Exposed Secrets will be Ram. And obviously for last game worked very well, but it does leave a lot on the table. It leaves Serket, it leaves Giannis, it leaves Freya, it leaves, so there's Freya and Giannis together there on Mortality. Now back over to Exposed, see what they want to go with. There's a lot, I mean, Serket's still available. We know she's been favored pretty heavily. Not so much this week, but last week definitely.
Yeah, I mean, she was doing a ton of damage, and she does it very quickly. It almost feels like you don't know where it's coming from sometimes. And that ultimate, we talked a little bit about it yesterday, about how no one's even kind of unlocked the real potential of that by using it as a bomb. So far, though, the team looks pretty strong. Freya Janice on the same team, I mean, that's scary stuff.
That's a lot of damage. And one thing we've seen from Giannis so far is that he's got the ability to rotate very quickly with the ultimate. He's got long distance damage, and of course has a lot of spread. He's able to hop in a team fight, start throwing out his abilities and hurting everyone all at once. And a lot of controlling is very difficult to kill here. It's unfortunate that Odin is banned away because he's a great counter to Giannis. He can't teleport through the spears, but this time around we're going to see Amir and Aphrodite locked in for Exposed Secrets. So it looks like we might see possibly an Aphrodite from Xaylia.
Honestly, we need to see...
I'm sorry, Xaylia's not playing.
Yeah, where is...
Xaylia's not playing today.
He's not on this list.
So it looks like Dazer's going to be stepping in here for Xaylia. And I imagine that might mean that Frostiak might be going into... Oh, wait, no. Half Devil might be going to the Soul Lane. Dazer's a support player.
Huh.
Interesting.
That could be trouble for them. Geb going to be hovered on and locked in, getting very, very far down the line here as we go into the second ban phase. Do you think Sayo has the... Chang'e potential? Do you think he's gonna look for it? I don't think he. I've never seen him play it.
He likes very tanky mages, or he likes very hyper carries. So
well, I mean,
that works.
Chang'e's very tanky. I mean, that's the whole point.
I don't think it's in his god pool.
I don't think so either.
But I mean, with Aphrodite gone, Chang'e's a great pick with the anti-healing, right? A lot of damage, a lot of control, and of course, good rotation in the mid lane, and one of the best AoE stuns in the entire game with that Waxing Moon.
I've always called it the best move. I'm kind of leaning towards the Geb shield now because
it's easily. I mean, that shield is ridiculous.
I don't know why it cleanses.
They're going to ban Isis on the side of Mortality, and then they're going to, in response, ban out on her.
Wait a second. What year is this?
It's 2014, DM.
Well,
Isis.
That's comforting. But that was Isis and on her.
Which is weird, right? Because it's Isis on the side of Sayo. He's one of the few players that still plays ISIS.
I think he's almost one of the only players that really plays him. We've seen Jerby pick him up.
This is going to be it there. They're actually going to pick up Habwa here, and a lot of the characters that do go against Habwa are gone away. Of course, you can't interrupt ISIS's wing gust with that knock-up anymore. A lot of single target damage. It's hard for Habwa to go against ISIS in a lot of ways, but that's going to go away. They've got on her off the board for Exposed, so last pick for Mortality will be that Hunter. Immediately picking up Thor here. We'll see which way they go with this one. It's looking like to be the jungler for Frosty. Actually, Shedheimer still making a selection.
I like the Thor pick. I think having a little bit more of an maybe a semi-global presence is going to do well against someone like Janice. But they have one pick left. This is either mid or solo. Looks like we're going to get a hover onto... Nope, it was going to be Vulcan. They changed it over to Ra, and that will be locked in. So they have... That's a lot of sustain.
Oh, man. Well, they got the heals, right? And they've got Aphrodite together, and that's going to be really difficult. But they do have a lot of single-target bursts, which counters heals effectively, right? You've got Habwa, you've got Giannis, you've got Freya, and you've also got... It's looking like they might be heading down the rabbit hole of Apollo here as they hover onto that one. Blocking that in would give a lot of global presence, a lot of split push potential. I mean, you look at the players that are exposed, the only person that's mobile is Thor. Everyone else is slow to rotate, so Apollo's going to be really great.
Well, I mean, I really like the Raw pick, too, just because while he's going to be a little bit slow to rotate, his movement speed in team fights can be very, very helpful. And any kind of sustainability, especially using... Okay, so...
Is that a Dazer solo?
Is that a half-devil Thor support? And Ymir jungle?
It's an Ymir jungle for sure. It could be, and I guess it would have to be. So Dazer's going to be playing solo in stand-in for Xaylia. I guess they valued...
Oh, there was the switch. Half-devil has Ymir now.
Okay, there we go. So Half-devil will be playing support Ymir. We're going to have Aphrodite in the solo lane, played by Dazer, of course, who's standing in for Xaylia. Now, one thing to think about, Xaylia's been kind of a star point for Exposed Secrets. And him not being able to play today is actually a big loss.
What was the score yesterday? Like 12-0?
12-0-7.
100,000?
Something like that.
Yeah.
700,000.
2 triples?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Scary.
That's bonkers.
That's baby.
And that's the character that always, when people say, oh, this character's not good, this character's great, this character's not good, I always say Vamana, and they go, what are you talking about? Well, Vamana is a character that consistently goes in and out of the meta for no reason.
Yep.
People just stop playing him because I don't feel like doing this anymore. I feel like they're going to catch on to what I'm doing. And no one plays him for like 3 months, and then he comes back, and in the first game, he goes like 100,000, 0, and 50 million.
Well, Thor had the same thing, right? For 2 months straight, he didn't get played. And for the same thing, Tyr is out. And right now, Tyr is still doing very well. We've seen him played twice in the SPL so far.
I'm not
still
on
doing pretty
I'm not
well.
On that boat with
the
you.
stats are going on there. But definitely a lot of characters that fall out and definitely come back. I mean, Vamana hasn't been banned, hasn't been picked, but there's no Xaylia. And Xaylia, actually, Vamana was his character, right? He had 99 kill-death ratio going into the launch tournament with that character. He just never dies. But you're also going to see FX has Giannis this time around, just to give some credit here for Mortality. A lot of AoE damage, a lot of control, and with no one to shut him down. Now, granted, he can't go through the Ymir wall.
Right.
But that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And honestly, the Ymir wall is going to get leveled last. So you're going to get 2 seconds on that thing?
Yeah.
It's not going to be very helpful until very, very late into the game. You're looking at the freeze, but then Geb's going to go, oh, no freezes. You got to stop with that.
Well, it's also going to be a lot of Giannis is going to be popping his ultimate for CC immunity.
Right.
We've seen that more and more and more. It's like, I'm in trouble. Not in trouble. Okay, you're dead. And the CC immunity has, while he's channeling his ultimate, of course, through space and time, has a lot. But let's look at Exposed Secrets here on the screen. They're going to be the bottom side of the map, the green grass. We've got one and only Xaylia not playing this time around. He's going to be standing in. Is going to be I'm Dazer, of course, playing that Aphrodite. We've got Shadow Ymir in the mid lane, and he's going to be playing Ra. That suit's great. Funballer on Hunter. He's going to be playing a very strong Rom this time around. Of course, Half Devil on Guardian. He'll be playing Ymir and Frostiak in the jungle with Thor.
Right. Actually, 2.21 KDA as a jungler.
Rather low.
70 assists, though. I mean, that's very, very high for a jungler who doesn't have a crazy amount of deaths. I mean, he's over doubling his deaths and assists, and usually junglers are getting a lot of kills. It seems like he's doing a lot more support for the team, which is great considering...
Look at that half-devil GPM, though, on Guardian. That is ridiculous.
I don't understand how that's even possible.
He's got more than Xaylia.
That must be a type of
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But going into Mortality here, guys, the other side, the Chaos side of the map, we're going to be seeing the one, the only Sayo. Actually, he will be playing today in the solo lane. He's going to be Habwa. Fexes in the mid lane. He'll be taking Giannis. We've got Frezzy on Guardian, and Frezzy will be taking Geb. That's scary right there. Moex in the Hunter role. He's going to be playing a very strong Apollo, and we will have Raffer in the jungle with Freya. How long has it been since we've seen a Freya actually in the jungle?
It's been a while. I mean, the whole ADC Freya thing that Pain de Vion started way back when during the qualifiers for the launch tournament have really sparked something interesting in these last last 2 months where she's really come into play since kind of the supports found a new kind of aggressive route as opposed to what they were doing previously. I mean, she's kind of found her footing. She's kind of been picked up as an answer to Mercury, who has just been an incredible force in pretty much every lane that he goes to.
Right. Well, a lot of times, and people have a big fixation on Loki. If you ban Loki and you pick Mercury, you're safe, right? Because Loki just pop the ultimate, smash him, Mercury dies. So that's what's so great. But people kind of discount the other bursty assassins, whether they're magic or physical. Freya big. I mean, you can pop the Irradiate, you can pop the Pulse, take them to us. And when you try to box Freya, she can either banish you or she can fly.
I mean, that's one of the reasons that she has been so dominant in the 1v1 meta as well. I mean, she's one of the most banned characters in Joust. She has an incredible amount of burst. She can interrupt you, and just with the use of beads can reset her cooldowns to make sure that she can do an insane amount of damage, and then, of course, take herself out of the fight and just rain down Hellfire, or in this case, Hell Pixels.
Come about just
God, I love that skin.
Dead pixels. It's so great. But one of the things to think about as well is, and that's why it's been kind of picked up more for the Hunter role, is that the Guardians start leaving about 4 minutes. And it's just 1v1. And then you're exactly right. I mean, she's just a fantastic jouster. It's hard to take her down. And when you try to get that damage out, it seems to be falling apart to the point where, how do we slow this Freya down?
You really can. I mean, it's all about ganks. You really have to CC chain her to ensure that Irradiate and Pulse go on cooldown. And then you have to bait her ultimate, and then catch her on the landing. I mean, that's how you burst, and that's how you really can just find a way to get her down. Now, right here, it looks like Geb is going to be able to spot out the entirety of Exposed Secrets to ensure that they're not going to go for anything too crazy. And for the first time in a long time, we have no heavy hammers on the board.
Yeah, of course, we're going to see a whole lineup there when we hop into the match, but we're waiting for that a brief pause in the beginning to get underway and, of course, complete here. So as the players kind of figure out what's going on, a little bit of a technical issue for the players. They're figuring out their own things. We're going to toss to a brief break here and hop right back. Of course, if you're just joining us, we're watching Exposed Secrets up against Mortality. We're going to cut to a brief break, couple minutes here. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us and being patient. We're hopping right into the second match of today. Exposed Secrets up against Mortality Esports, taking place right here and right now. We see a little bit disconnected at the beginning there. It looked like Exposed Secrets wanted an early first blood, weren't able to find it, and everything goes back to normal.
So remember, guys, going into this, these two teams have never played. This is a 0-0 in the head-to-head, on top of the fact that they are both currently tied at a 5-2 record, meaning the person who takes this game will have taken over the EU scene.
Yeah, I mean, they're tied for first, and it's hard, right? Because there's so many teams that are bottoming out at the bottom there, especially Coast, 1-7, I believe, currently at their current standing. So definitely really tough for them to start out that way. We're going to see Frezzy actually solo up the blue buff on the backside. I'm not worried too much about invasions. We want to make sure they secure everything. Moex Infex is going to go for the back Harpies. On the right side, it looks like Mortality will be going for the movement speed buff, picking up safely. Nice ward around the backside of that movement speed buff camp. They're able to kind of make sure that any rotations that come out will be squashed. At this point, they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it on the left side. He saved the Hand of the Gods. He's moving back towards the archers. No, he actually takes too much damage there. There's just a Hand of the Gods right now that isn't on cooldown, and technically that's just wasted gold and wasted experience. They didn't gain anything off of that, and that's kind of a small loss there for Exposed Secrets until Half Devil's going to go in. It looks like he's going to steal away a small camp.
Small cap stolen. It's going to make him up. And it seems like every single time we see Order side taking the back Harpy. A lot of times they'll go for damage if they feel like they can get it, but it depends on what Guardian you're playing, right? Some Guardians have slow clear, some don't. I think Amir possibly could have gone for that damage buff.
He maybe could have. That's really risky. A quick rotation from Janus not only could have spelt the loss of his Hand of the Gods for 90 seconds, but it could have also spelt First Blood.
Moex forced away here, jumping in. Funball looking for the Astral Strike through the wave. Cancels it immediately. Now in the solo lane, you can see them forced back here. There goes some damage from the birds, and it looks like Dazer taking a lot of harassment. He has started Emerald Talisman.
He did. This is a strange pickup for me, considering how much she already really has. I mean, sure, she can use this for some MP5, but honestly, with the blue buff, this just seems like a maybe disconnect in the pickup, though you have to give it to the fact that there is a magical jungler, a magical mid, and a magical solo, meaning magical defense has a little bit more than it usually would have been.
Well, you can see Half Devil moving up there in the left lane, trying to get back into this. We can see him trying to jump down here as Shadowhammer comes to the mid lane, clearing out the wave. Will be Fexes as they jump on over, but a little bit early aggression will help in the solo lane. Actually pushing Aphrodite back to the tower makes a big difference here. A lot of pings coming out from the mid lane. Vanish coming to Half Devil, forcing him away. The Pixel Plus afraid damage is coming through. The slow from Funball. He's body blocking for his Guardian, but that could spell death for him as well. Then look for the shot. Funballer swinging with the Irradiate. Not going to beat it up, but Funballer saves the day.
Wow, that was incredibly impressive by both of them. Because, I mean, that was like the perfect storm right there. They had the Hand of the Gods for the push. I mean, even so, they're not going to be able to clean anything up off of it. But, I mean, they had Hand of the Gods. They had the Freya rotation. That was like the perfect opportunity. And Funball kind of just saved the day.
He really did. A lot of body blocking. And sometimes you see this happen, right? Where the Hunter seems like, oh, it's my Guardian, I'm not supposed to take shots. But if you have the more HP, that's all it comes down to. Half Devil punted into the wall there by a very angry Frezzy. Frustrated he wasn't able to get first blood for his team. But a great play by Exposed will keep them alive. Shadowhammer heading home here on Raw. What will we go for? Imagine rushing off his boots. Yep, it's going to pick up that magic shoes, 20 magical power, and 100 mana, plus a little bit of movement speed to keep him going. But the mid camps are coming up here. It looks like Mortality's going to be the first on the scene.
We're going to have Freya right in the mid there, as well as, of course, the mid lane Infexes. But left side is going to be contested. Half Devil and Frostiak are in the neighborhood, but this is going to be a 3v2 push until, it looks like we're finally going to get Shadow Nightmare in the neighborhood, but this is gone. Not only is it gone, but they didn't rotate over to right fast enough. At least they'll probably get it, but they're going to lose some experience here, as you're going to see Fexes teleport right through. Half Devil might be forced to sit back here.
Frostiak does have Hog, I believe. Looks like they're not going to force it until they come back over. The rollout is now used for Frezis, no mobility there. Checking the solo lane, though, you can see that Dazer is actually keeping up pretty well, but Sio definitely got a lot of gold. Look at the numbers, 2,800 gold for Sio. I am Dazer sitting at 25, so already a 300 gold deficit in the solo lane for Dazer. Standing in for Zalia, of course, not in the starting lineup for Exposed Secrets, but Sio on Hobble getting early gold is not a good thing.
I mean, I'm looking at Aphrodite here. She has MP5. She had the blue buff, and yet she's low in mana and she's not topped off in health. I don't think this the start of Emerald Talisman was playing the same way that she thought it was going to. I mean, I see the understanding behind it with how much magical damage they have, but in the end, until this is finished, she's just going to get dominated in lane. It's
really hard to deal with that, right? Because you're looking at a situation where you don't have the regen from that Vampiric Shroud, right? And it's really hard to really make up for that. And there's a reason Death's Toll and Vampiric Shroud are almost always bought across the board. They're just so hard to give up.
You can see Death's Toll actually picked up onto Funball. You see it on Moex. We have 3 Vamp Shrouds on the board.
Moex might be forced to ult here as a rotation comes up for Half Devil. He will ult indeed. Up there he will go. Nice punt there from Frezzy. Up in the air. Moex might be coming back down into Half Devil. He will indeed knock him force into the wall. Dropping low. Nice Frost Breath. Moex back away from that one. Shadowhammer is here. Looking for the slow. Can he get the Divine Light on the ground? There goes the Solar Blessing to keep them alive. Divine Light coming out, slowing down Fexes. Frezzy can't get away from here. Good rotation from Fexes, forcing it back. Threshold the ground, looking for the hit. Can he find the damage? There goes Unstable. We're just going to hit Half Devil in the back. Shadowhammer back to the tower here, but great rotation from Vexes and good control.
That's the power of Janus. I mean, we had Ra rotate over super fast, and then Janus is like, oh, I messed up. I should have rotated much sooner. I think I'll do that now. And then just appeared in that area and got the kill. And now look at the damage he's doing to Frostiak. I mean, he sent him right back to the tower, hitting both hits of Unstable Vortex. He took about half his health for that, a little bit less, but still, I mean, the damage has been done. This is going to force Shadow Nightmare into a scenic route back to his lane. He won't miss too much, a creep, maybe 2 in gold, but it's going to delay his ability to back here or go for any type of small camp. I mean, this shuts him down a little bit, though Fexes did not take advantage. He kind of just stood around in the lane. Needs to make himself a little bit more known against the Ra, because while Janus has an amazing team fight presence, Ra wins this lane.
Really does. I mean, it's so hard, right? Because he doesn't sustain. He's got the damage. And the problem is when Ra gets ahead, he's also unkillable while also doing as much damage as any other mage in the game. And that's the problem. Is that
we're going up here. Left side, Thor looking to come in hot. Finds himself onto Frezzy. Frost Breath going to counter it as well. We do have a shield coming through, but a full Ymir ult is going to pay dividends right there. damage going to come through. Kill going to Funballer, and Exposed Secrets puts themselves on the board.
Nice kill there on both sides. Mortality and Exposed both finding a kill there, but of course the gold and experience will still be in favor of Mortality to start off here. Great rotation coming out from Raffer to force that fight. Moex still looking to finish off his Devoure's Gauntlet. Crossway Funballer a little bit behind as far as how much he's picked up. Of course, he's sitting on 2,300 gold in hand on Funballer. He's just hoarding that gold right now, and he needs to go back to finish off the Devoure's Gauntlet, but looks like both hunters will be able to do so.
Oh, I think, was that a steal? I think they still might have went to Freya there. Not 100% sure. That was actually, no, I think it did go to Exposed Secrets. Shadow Nightmare with a beautiful max range Searing Pain over the wall to steal away the mid camps. Actually didn't even hit Freya, only hit the mid camps, but he stole away 90 gold and a fair amount of experience, putting him at level 9.
Definitely. They're going to push him a lot of aggression here on the right side as Sayo tries to get a kill. We see a rotation from Raffer sitting in place, looking for the gank. Of course, the After Ultimate is still available, which will protect him for some time. But the question is, will it be enough? The damage from Raffer and Sayo combined only needs a few seconds to get off.
I mean, it wouldn't even need that long. Between Crushing Wave by itself is going to be half her health. She'll have to use her ult there, and if she gets banished into it, I mean, that's just going to be GG.
The damage from, it's a single target, right? Plus Sayo has a lot of AoE if it gets close enough. And the question is this late game scaling from Fex's, Sayo, and Raffer going to be a problem for Exposed? Because they're both, actually all three of them are getting a lot of gold early. Fex is at 4,700 gold, Shadow Nightmare's at 4,400, Dazer at 4,000, while Sayo's at 4,400. I mean, you're seeing anywhere from 300 to 500 gold differential in each lane.
Frezzy actually gets pushed out there. He was warding pretty deep. He gets spotted by Half Devil and gets forced out. Either way, both teams doing pretty well, though we do have a fair gold difference here as we're seeing Mortality still kind of peel away about 800 gold. This is doing pretty well for them, and a lot of that is hot off the back of I'm Dazer. I mean, you're seeing 4,100 right now, whereas Sayo's at 46, and neither of them have even been remotely a part of a team fight. I mean, they're just fighting each other, and Dazer's taking a lot, and you kind of see him jumping around the map, doing his little spam taunt kind of thing with his jumps, but honestly, Sayo has complete control.
Half Devil rotation coming from the left side. Now going to find, I think, great banish from Raffer will force him to disengage. The wall is coming out there, and Fexes will just teleport through walls as he is known to do.
That was the most awkward wall I have ever seen.
It was, hey, get away, please. I'm scared.
I don't think I've ever seen someone place a wall like that. Kind of pinned himself against the wall there. But he does manage to get out. Right side could be in some trouble. They're diving Sayo, which is not a great idea. He doesn't quite get the Crushing Wave. The birds are going to hit and do a lot of damage, but we do have a rotation coming out from Vexes. Damage not going to be good enough. Speed not going to be good enough to find Frostiak, and Dazer will use his ultimate to keep himself in the game. Frostiak will head back. Nobody gets a kill, and I'm sure Sayo's not too happy about the way that went.
That ultimate kind of had a more preemptive thought to it, and it was for two reasons, right? You didn't want to see any CC come out on Dazer, and you didn't know who was behind him exactly. And the other thing as well is that if there was going to be a snipe or some kind of damage coming from the flank there onto the very, very low Frostiak, he's able to bubble him out and get him out into a safe zone. So I think there was more just, you know what, nothing's going to come from this. There's no objectives to fight over. There's no team fights following this. I may as well use this cooldown to make sure we both live, and it did exactly that.
Now, looking at Sayo in that fight, this is a strange Sayo to me. Usually, he's so aggressive, he's so sure of himself, he knows exactly what he was doing. I can kind of see his second guessing happen right there, but we have a huge double banish. Shadow Nightmare is going to be able to back himself off. He does take some damage, actually walks back into the heal to make sure he can get some health back. Rotating over towards the left side, Frezzy could be in some trouble, activates the shield. Oh, huge miss from Frostiak. Not even close!
Shadow Nightmare in trouble, going to dash away with a sprint. Frezzy coming down, look for the ultimate from Moex. Will Moex find Shadow Nightmare in the back? Looks like the heal will come down in time. Looking for Half Devil, the damage will come out from the ultimate as well. Funballer trying to force him away. The heal from Raw will be ending, but there goes the Unstable Vortex. Frostiak is going into 1v1 versus Raffer. Raffer doesn't have any mana left. He will need to teleport away. He gets it. Iradia is not in range, and he will survive. And only one death from each side, both the supports. That's very strange.
If anything, maybe a small win there for Frezzy. He was caught out of position, used a lot of his resources to lock people down, and while he does go down as a higher level, Half Devil actually died much later without getting any farm, so his longer respawn timer actually will allow Frezzy, especially with the rollout, to get back into a farming state a little bit faster, ensuring that he has a little bit more control over the map. Very small, almost non-consequential victory right there for Mortality.
Looks like Frostiak's going to be going for Encile this time around. And
yes.
Can you blame him? I mean, you got Hubwa, Giannis, Freya. Let that sink in for a second.
And Geb.
Who's Geb?
The best character in the game currently.
Oh, got it.
Because of the shield and the percent damage.
Does magic damage, though.
Right.
So,
yeah, so 4 magic damage
help a
on
lot.
the team.
Does
So
power.
kill Apollo, build magic defense, and run around and laugh.
Well, they're kind of moving towards that here. The Gold Fury is available, and no real attempt towards it just yet. But I like the control here from Mortality. They're kind of just playing it back because they know they have a lot of late game presence. They've got Freya, Habwa, and Giannis all together, plus Apollo. I mean, here's the thing. With as much magic damage as they have,
Dazer is in so much trouble. He got incredibly baited, forced to use his ultimate. And now Frosty X in there. Raffer's taking some serious damage. Crushing Wave not going to do nearly enough as he's going to be turning around here. Janus ult coming through, but no, I'm sorry.
Going to hit too! Sio gets a shot with the water spout there. Knockout coming through the wall. Look for the portal. Needs another portal to force him out there. But the ultimate from Fex has hit Dazer and Frostiak at max range, bringing Frostiak low enough for the water spell to take him out, and that was pure communication. But on the left side, you see a fight come down on Geb, forcing Frezzy out of the fight here. But I love that.
I can't tell who baited who there because Sio was harboring a fugitive Freya over in the left side as he pretended to back, and then Dazer was like kind of letting him back and hit him at the last second while he was waiting for Thor to come in. I mean, they were kind of baiting each other. It worked out in the end because I think Thor was the bigger surprise of the two, able to do a little bit more damage, had a little bit more control, and that kind of turned the fight around.
Mox has an ultimate here. They're going to fight on the left side. Half double dropping low. Funball dropping low. Not hiding behind the minions. They're Mox getting the best of both of them. Mox has been performing so well so far in the SPL. He's 0-0-2 right now, whereas Funballer is 1-0-1. So 1 kill so far for Funballer. The Gold Fury is up right now. It's counter-warded for Exposed Secrets. They have a sentry on the ground. Looks like Frezzy's going to recognize it, go home and pick up a sentry of his own, I would imagine.
Smart. Yeah, it's very smart. I also like the fact that he rushed down the Weakening Curse to shut down at least some of the healing coming out from Dazer and Shadow Nightmare.
Afford it.
Oh, he didn't buy it. That's dangerous. I mean, right now it looks like Raffer's going to go right for it. This is a good opportunity for them. I mean, they have a decent amount of map control right now, and it looks like they're going to rush it down.
Ooh, Amir's far away. He's a slow character. Not getting there. You see Sio already heading over there. Up and there goes Rom. Look at the shot. They're going to force it away. The shot on Raffer gets the kill. Funballer taking him down.
Oh,
the ultimate
here
gonna
comes
find
Thor as well.
Oh, man. Frezzy in trouble here. Forced out. Will the damage come out from Giannis? It will not. A little bit slow in the travel time, but looks like this could be a free exposed Gold Fury.
Oh, man. Mortality is going to need the Heimlich after that one because that choke was serious. Gold Fury for free. Exposed Secret's going to burn that down. 4-man Cataclysm not going to pay the dividends he's looking for. Frezzy's already low. Frostiak actually going to fall there. While they lost 1, we see Mortality losing 2. That was incredible, and we're all looking at Funball.
There goes the heal coming out from Jennifer, still alive, dashing forward is Moex. Look for the kill. Can he find it? So beautiful to miss. The shot's going to miss, but the Serenade will find the kill there. Now look for the kill on Moex. He's got nowhere to go. No ultimate available, no dash either. Frost Breath from Half Devil does have the distance. The water spout coming out from Sio. Looking for the kill on Funball. The water getting double kill for Sio on the back end of that fight. Moex still trying to find Dazer. Serenade buying time. He's got protections and a little bit of lifesteal dashing away. Somehow, some way, Mortality finds 4 kills on the back end of that botched Gold Fury initiation. I love it.
Let's take a look at 2 things here. First, we got to look at the charts. This gigantic leap right back up and then slamming it right back down. And that, we should maybe take a look at the ADCs soon, or the Hunters. I really want to see how Funball's been doing because that entire team fight was a direct result of Funball being able to get in there and shut them down. And that has been, he has been an amazing pusher throughout this entire game. He's 3-1-1 right now, and he's done
damage to the right side, dropping to half HP. Will they die? The tower looks like they will. Teleport way up there. Go Freya. Ultimate 1, 2, 3 takes him down, and casually flying away with that Pixel Buster skin. You know, that Gold Fury came out. You're exactly right. Funballer is the one who forced that. Yeah. He goes up the ultimate. And that's why it's so hard to do Gold Fury against Rom, and why he's so highly valued right now is he can easily sit from the wave, throw the ultimate out. He killed off Raffer at the start of that fight, forced it, but the damage from Habwa was too much. This comes down to the fact that Dazer was unable to control or contain the gold gain from Habwa and the Soul Lane, and now he's going to get out of control.
All right, so Moex right now 7,100. No deaths just yet, but Funball 74 right now, and I think it's doing maybe a little bit better in terms of overall, I guess, just team fight potential. And as we see him, he's going to get some free farm here because Moex was rotating and rotated poorly. Dazer in some trouble himself. Frezzy's starting to catch up, but it looks like the bait was good enough, but unfortunately, he doesn't have potential for clearing, at least not from that far away. The first tower for these guys are going to fall down.
Nice pressure there, and that's what they're looking for, right? They just three-man dove the tower to force Dazer out. Dazer's smart enough to realize, I can't force this. Half double blinking in here, looking for Sio. Can he find Frostbreath coming out to slow him down? Again, good positioning here. Damage from Shadow Ember. Frezzy still in the forefront, looking for that good ultimate. Can he find it? Creeping Curse will might facilitate that. Looking for Dazer. Half double will spread them with the ultimate. No damage coming out. Frostiak late in the ultimate, not going to find the damage. Berserker Barrage will come out through the portal, actually avoiding Shadow Ember's ultimate. Half double dies to Sio. Radford kills off Frostiak. Ultimate coming out from Vex is going to hit no one. A bit of a botch counter initiation there from Exposed Secrets. Frezzy will disengage out of mana now, and now we see Exposed disengaging, but that portal.
I'm more looking at Sio. I mean, he baited for so long at so little health. 3 people grouped up, and you can just hear Sio yell, "The dream." Just crushing wave through 3 people, killing 1, and getting the focus that he needed. Not on top of the fact that he actually got out as well. Now level 17, highest in the game on one of the strongest, most damaging, most threatening characters currently in the meta. I mean, this is the reason that he's highest damage right now, 11,300, whereas we see Moex over 10, and then nobody else even close.
Oh man, hyper carries with the flavor right now. That's all you need. Just get a good hyper carry started up here, and you know, you look at hyper carries always, but it's always good to look at the hunters, right? They're standard carries. They're always great. And we saw the pressure that Funballer put out there around the Gold Fury, but look at his stats here. 2.7 KDA, 469 GPM, Moex at 2.6 and 497. So you can see that Moex gets a little bit more gold, but also wins a lot more. So effectively, if you're discounting objective gold and the fact that you're winning, you're going to win with a higher amount of gold gained in the stats. I mean, these hunters are pretty equivalent.
I mean, well, Funball has always been an amazing player in the duo lane. He has been kind of a staple in the European meta for almost ever. And you can see that reflected in his stats. To the same regard, Moex, 497 GPM. Ooh. Jeez.
That's a lot.
That's extremely, and that's the average. I mean, you know, last season we talked about before the launch event, or rather the LAN kickoff for North America, we talked about how Snoopy needed 467 just to win, whereas he's getting 497 win or loss.
Average.
That's crazy.
That's big there, but a lot of wins coming out from Mortality, and that's one of the reasons why. Look at the starting lineup here. It seems like it's really easy for Mortality to control the late game, right? You have so much carry potential going into it, and Moex kind of plays the same way we saw Youngbait play last game, where I'm not going to die. I'm not going to take any risks. I'm just going to sit in this lane and farm. And at 40 minutes, when you forgot about me, I'm going to start killing everyone. You can see what he has right now. He's got Executioner plus that Devourer's Gauntlet across the way, matching Funballer here. But you can see he has not actually leveled up his Purification Beads or his Sprint just yet. Still sitting on tier 1, but definitely strong.
I want to talk about the detriment of the timers right now. Back, you know, when Smite didn't have these timers on the jungle camps, it was up to the, you know, the players to keep that timer for the exact number when these buffs are going to come up. For the Gold Fury, they were just waiting there for 20 seconds before it was even blinking, thinking it was going to come up because no one kept the absolute time, and you're starting to see a little bit of maybe laziness right there come out for Mortality, and it's going to cost him a little bit here as Frey is forced the ultimate very early. Half Devil's going to get to the back line. Neither team has a real claim to this just yet.
Well, Sio going down is big there for Exposed, looking for Frezzy. This here picking again and land on Rapper. Ultimate coming out for Half Devil as well. Mortality secures it, but at what cost is the question? Ultimate coming out from Funballer. Shadow Mare's going to die. The dunk from Moex landing down from above, raining from the skies. Rapper might get away from this one. Oh, from the backside. Frostiak going to go up there. Will he dive the tower for Rapper? Looks like he will. Going to find that kill now. Backing up, trying to help Funballer. Funballer in trouble. Good wall. Damage on Vexes, but will teleport over it. Can they find the portal? Unstable Vortex coming out. He's got no mana to go. No hammer available. The Threshold will slow him down. There goes the Serenade. The kill coming out from Moex. Killing spree for the one only Moex here. Now Funballer by himself, surrounded, dashing towards his teammate, but a slow rotation from Dazer may not buy enough time for him. Funballer boxing. Moex losing the box. The damage comes out here. There goes the kick, but the damage will not be enough. The Astral Strike takes him down there, though. Now looking for Vexes.
Super late there on the rotation. Dazer should be able to help his team clean this one up. Oh. Yes, it looks like a softie aside for the guys on the Mortality, but or rather on Exposed Secrets, but at the same time, Dazer super late to the fight.
Oh, yeah.
And in the fight, super late. I mean, right there, the kiss went off, and then instead of immediately doing the back off, maybe there was a cooldown, but he took forever to throw it out, and the slow actually didn't apply the way that he would have liked it to. Funballer, though, able to clean that one up and keep his team in the game, and they're kind of seeing the weakness in the sub.
Funballer on Rom, you can see the stats on the screen here, 3.4 KDA for that god. They have almost identical win percentages. We can see a little bit more kills on the side of Rom. GPM a little more on Apollo. He does farm a little bit more, but you can see Frezzy forced out of the fight here. There's some damage coming out from Shadow Nightmare. Sio is knocking him up into the air. But again, yeah, I mean, the slow rotation from Dazer Dazer, I mean, it was all really for the wave. I mean, the tower was already gone, guaranteed to go down here as well.
In a lot of trouble there. And, you know, as we watch the damage rain down from Freya in the mid lane, you kind of feel it like, oh, Freya's going to ult, she's going to go for the damage, and you hit him with 2, and you see that you didn't get half their remaining health, and you just, your heart breaks because you know you're going to have to land into a team fight. But she does manage to get out there just barely. Mortality does have the lead. Thanks to their 3 extra kills and the Gold Fury in the last run. 1,800 gold separates the two teams, as well as a 4,100 experience difference, most notably reflected in the fact that Sayo is 19, but Funball 19 as well from the duo.
We saw in the beginning, right, when Freya first came into the scene for Smite, we saw a lot of people building pure attacks, right? You got a lot of attack speed. You go, you know, the build now core, of course, into that Fatals and Demonic Grip. You saw people picking up a lot more attack speed items, Witchblade, and kind of just building it up as much as you can. But now you see people building Rod and Obsidian Shard for the very reason you mentioned, Tian. The fact that you want that ultimate to pack a punch. If it doesn't, you have no secure potential. And so now going for the core build in the beginning with the Fatalis into Demonic Grip. She's got a lot of attacks, but no ultimate, but you got to know she's going for that Obsidian Shard Rod very shortly here to pick it up, and that's going to make her ultimate that much more powerful. Across the way, you see 3 greater purifications inside of Exposed. They do not want to get caught at all, but half double.
Oh, but he gets caught anyway. Fess is just barely into the mid lane.
Frosty not done.
Jeez.
Up in the air he goes, looking for the dunk. Can he find it in the back? He will indeed. Sniper from Funballer steals it from Frostiak. Now looking for the kill, and Raffer going to do some back damage there with the hammer. Up there is Moex going to find Frostiak. Heal coming out from Dazer, slowing the fight down just a little bit here. Moex dashing away. There goes the So Beautiful. There goes the back up on the heal as well. But Sayo is here. Will he find the dream? No, he won't. He gets blocked by Half Devil. Oh, man.
What do you think's going through the comms right now, aside from Frostiak yelling, "Please report Funball for kill"?
Oh, man, he's so mad. He's so mad.
That was such a great ultimate by both of them, and I think, honestly, you know, a lot of people, if it was like a rank game or a casual, they'd be like, kill steal, but I mean, that kind of teamwork, hitting them right on the stun, that's an incredible amount of presence of mind, and it actually allows Thor to get out of there even faster, and now Exposed Secrets actually
Sayo with the flank, careful here for Exposed. Will he get the ultimate off in time? They're crushed. There goes the hit! Shadow Nightmare will be erased from the game. Now follow up from Mortality. Can they find this team fight win? The Fire Giant is available. The Gold Fury will be respawning shortly here. If they can find this, would be big for them. It's going to be a 4 versus 5 here, although it looks like they're missing a little bit of their personnel. Up in the air goes Thor. Look for Frosty to dunk down here. Who will he go for? Vex still coming through this right side. It will be there shortly. Damage on Frezzy. Frezzy will fall. Looking for Raph or looking for Sayo. The damage is still strong here. Vex is back in the fight. It's a big factor they didn't really factor in before. Now the threshold on the ground. Hammer coming out from Frosty. I can't get away. His hammer's on cooldown. Pops needs to buy the time for himself. Raph coming in for the Berserker Barrage as well. Not going to be enough.
Look at this gigantic triangle they've made around the team. They have completely pincered them, and they're shutting them down. Go! Knock up directly into the banish. Goodbye with Moex cleaning it up with the So Beautiful. Only Funballer remains as Moex goes deep. Knockup's going to be strong there. Moex looking for the kill, and he's going to find it. Another pure soft deicide, as we do have Shadow Nightmare respawning, but what is he going to do against all this damage? Although Sayo's completely going to have to head back to the base, but I mean, that's a really big win. 3,100
they
gold
can rush
ahead.
the Fire Giant right now. All they have up is Shadow Nightmare.
That's dangerous.
Frezzy just respawned. They have the Hog 3. Looks like they're going to be going to clear out the jungle camps and go for towers here, but they definitely have plenty of time. We look across the way. Half Devil is just going to respond 5 seconds from now. Very slow character. They're going to take the Gold Fury just as a precaution, not wanting to give anything away, but looking at the numbers with that team fight victory, they're 3,300 gold.
My man needs
got to be
tip.
at 5K.
There is no reason for Shadow Nightmare to be here. He is not going to be able to stop that push. He is just going to kill himself. There was no reason, there was no chance at him getting that. That was completely ill-conceived, and he's going to pay for it. That is a very long 45-second respawn timer and 1,500 gold added to the coffers for the guys on Mortality.
They're all now straddling that 5,000 gold mark here, 5,200 gold and 10,000 experience DM. Mortality looking so sharp right now. Exposed, I mean, here's the problem, right? They're like, okay, guys, Vex just isn't in the fight. We're good to go. But at the same point, they're like, okay, he can teleport across the map. He got in that fight, forced Frostiak to disengage and completely pop that Aegis early. But, you know, here's the problem. You're facing 3 hyper carries and strong magical damage dealers and not a whole lot of magic protection on the side of Exposed.
Yeah, honestly, and even for the characters that do, I mean, we have some Stone of Gaias out there. Yeah, you see the Anchile. Actually, there's 2 of them now. But you look at Sayo, and we have Spear of the Magus, Obsidian Shard, Shoes of the Magi.
Oh my god!
I mean, he doesn't care at all about what they're trying to build in terms of defense. I mean, he's going to burst them down regardless, and again, is the reason that he's the top damage, though barely, 19,790. And then we see Moex, because they're not building against him at all, at 19,200 himself. This is the kind of teamwork that you would expect from Mortality.
Well, right side, Sio still pushing hard for us in the area, but you can see how much. Look at the hesitation. He's now jumping in here on top of Sio, but you're going to miss the water cannon there. There's the portal coming out from Vex's. Free ride out of the fight there. Up in the air goes Frosty. Look for the dunk, and he finds it. Doesn't have the distance. The hammer comes out again. He missed almost everything. All the cooldowns were used there from Frostiak, and Sio just turned around like, what are you doing, man?
Are they going to go for this? Oh, this is a cheeky call. I like it. They do spot out.
He's in the mid. He's coming over. Vex's ultimate going to come out. It's not going to hit anything, actually.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty far out, and they have actually decided to push forward only for Half Devil actually sticking onto. Oh, 3-man ult coming out there from Moex doing some decent damage. Dazer might be forced to ult here. He is. That's going to be 2 ultimates down now on each side. A lot of damage coming from Freya as well. Dazer super low, going to be forced out.
It's coming out here. They're still diving in time, looking for the damage on Frezzy. Frezzy going to back away. There's a shot coming out. Ultimate coming out from Fallbrook. Can he find Moex? He can't get the last shot. He's back on the ground. Frosty jumping low.
Good.
Oh, unstable vortex water cannon. It rapes Half Devil as well. And on top of Frosty, they both go down. Erases them out of the fight there. The tower will take a lot of damage if they decide to go for this. The fire giant still available. Look at Moex. Just look at him.
And you know, if you look at the board, there are 2 ultimates available for exposed secrets on the people who are currently waiting to be respawned.
That's too much.
Dazer actually gets picked off right there by a beautiful water spout, and then Sio actually activates his bees maybe for cooldown reduction. As he does move forward, that should be a free tier 2. The team's going to turn their sights to the fire giant, though Frezzy a little bit low here. They have to be very careful. While it's drastically in their favor, this is the type of play right here that we call for the throw. I mean, with someone like Ra and someone like Rama, they have the damage and the AoE potential to really shut this down. It's going to be up to, I guess, Vexus and Sio here to really try to shut this down.
Oh, man. Fire Giants be forced out here. They're still not leashing it. Frezzy taking a lot of damage in the fight. They're now pushing back towards it. Fun Battle looking for they're going to get it. Frezzy drop it low. Siri Pain's going to take him out on the back end, but that's worth 100%. Mortality's not sweating that one. Fun Battle up in the air. Can he find a kill? It doesn't look like it. No one's low enough to be taken down here. He's going to miss 2 of the shots anyway. Is Raffer going to go for the Celestial Helm anti-crit item?
He could. I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't know. It's a little bit, maybe even premature.
Possibly.
It's pretty expensive, and you do want to try to get it online, but is the crit damage high enough to really warrant it?
That's the question. And you're looking at just Funballer on that one. And he's got, of course, just now starting the short sword. No, it looks like they're going for the cheap item. So he's just going for that very flat pen, magical power, physical protection item. Not really sweating too much. He's got a decent amount of pen with the boots, the Obsidian Shard, and, of course, the Dynasty Plate Helm. Now looking for a rod. I would imagine left side damage on Sio. Sio forced away. Can he get away? Good wall, but greater blink there. Looking for a Shadow Nightmare, dashing forward. Moex on top. There goes Ultimate coming out from Dazer. They got to win this fight. This is huge for Exposed Secrets. The Banish coming up. Oh, there goes Raffer looking for the kill on Frosty. Can't find it. Dashed away. Portal on top of Half Devil. Unstable just going to hit no one on that point. And now they're going to disengage, I would imagine, but it looks like they're still forcing the issue.
Raffer actually still doing a lot of damage. Almost got frozen out there. Half Devil actually chose to retreat as Frazie's in the back line looking for an opportunity for the 2-man kata. He does get it, but Beads actually pushes someone out there. Frostiak finally going to go down, sitting very low health for a long period there. Dazer's trying to reset, find himself a kiss. It looks like he's going to go into Funball. They dodge the unstable vortex, and now we're looking for their chance to push back in, though Half Devil is very low, and they're going to get pushed under the tower. Beware of the water god. Atlas of the Yellow River going to be coming down in a second just for the slow. Oh! Crushing wave to kill 2, and Sio continues his reign of terror as he burns down. Unstable vortex not going to be good, but D-Frezzy with this shockwave, gonna pick it up for the Deicide. This is dangerous.
Now Sio pushing back here, but that's the problem. This is why I would imagine Frostiak would have spent more time in the solo lane in the beginning of the game. And we talked about this several times. Sio taking a lot of gold in the beginning, and there was no answer. And then it just comes to the point where they just get overflowed by the amount of damage coming out from Mortality, pun intended there. Now their Phoenix going to be taking damage, and there's no one left to respond to take it. Frostiak just now coming up, but the Phoenix is already gone. And look at the teleport. Here's the problem, right? This is late game Giannis. He's going to move his team around constantly.
Yeah. And they have no tier 2s left for defense. The mid Phoenix right there goes down, and you're going to see Raffer actually. Is he doing a small camp? I'm gonna have a heart attack. Frezzy's gonna die here. There's no way he's getting out of that one. Frostiak getting I was going to say getting low, but Frostyak gets erased once again by the power of water. Dazer forced the ultimate once again. I think they should probably back off here. It looks like they're going to stop. Ooh, and that stun actually making Sayo not walk directly into
Wall coming out, no blink available. Frost with that top Sayo trying to disengage. He has the hit there from the ultimate. We'll go for the portal. Body blocking. Half Devil, no portal, but gets through it. The birds are done, and Sayo is out. Half Devil tried to use his big body to block them, but of course he was able to fit his way into that portal and disengage.
I don't understand why Raffer was doing that small camp. Kind of made my arm itch. A little bit. Speed buff, I could see the speed buff.
He was getting enough money to buy a late game market event card.
Are we still doing that?
We're still doing that.
Okay. Raffer actually sitting on 1,500 though. Speaking of money, what do you think this is going to be the rot?
It has to be. I mean, how else would you round on this build?
I mean, he doesn't have enough money, really. Actually, we're going to see a Potion of Magical Might. He is sitting on...
They're looking to end right now.
Yeah, he just spent it, actually. He's going to go into Uncommon Stash, most likely Gem of Isolation.
Gem of Isolation. A little bit strange here. Maybe. You could also be going for an Ethereal Staff. I would imagine that's what he's going to go for
Actually, Dazer
instead.
just picked up an Ethereal Staff. And on a build that doesn't really have a lot of health. I mean, Sona Gaia has 100 health on it, but I think that might have been wasted gold there.
Possibly, but I imagine it could be a gem as well. I mean, obviously, for those of you who don't know, Pulse has a slow on it, but if we activate Irradiate with it, you lose the slow, so Gem of Isolation always a great pick, and that's what they're looking for, picks, and that would help them facilitate that.
We'll see what he decides to go for.
Yeah, that's right, a lot of AoE. Ooh.
Oh! Ooh. What in the world?
Are we in real time?
That was crazy.
Is this real life?
We're going to see Frostyak actually have to jump away there after throwing out his stun. So 2 of his cooldowns on cooldown. He's going to lose some mana as well. Fire Giant still has a little ways to respawn. Not quite in that blinking phase just yet. And complete map control right now belongs to the guys on Mortality. 13 kills ahead, 16,000 gold ahead, as well as 23,000 experience. Though only 1 level 20. Actually, now Dazer hit 20 as well, but they have 4 over on the right side on Mortality.
Funballer getting a late NC lay here. Not going to be stacked up for a little bit, but looking to get as many last hits as he can. He just wants the extra power. He doesn't want to stop his power game, but also does not want to get bursted by the magic damage on the side of Mortality. The Fire Giant started up here. Half Devil walling it away, but they need to get over there if they want to defend this. They have their left side streaming into the Titan. The Titan's going to take a lot of damage for the process of this. This is a hard place for Exposed to be in. Looking for Raffer. Raffer to pop the Purification Beats. Up in there goes Funballer. Great Geb Shield will buy a lot of time, actually. Raffer not going to be taking any damage from Funballer's ultimate. Moex up in the air. He's going to clear out the wave, come from behind. He was going to go for it. He'll land on top of all of them, forcing Half Devil out of the fight. Now Dazer back into the fight, looking for the kill on Frostek, who's all alone in the darkness, dashing away from the damage from Moex, but Moex should be able to finish this one off. Dashing away from the hammer, crushing wave, takes down Shadow Nightmare. The portal, the Unstable Vortex from Fexes, another Unstable Vortex after the beats. Threshold comes out, a few minutes next will take him down. Raffer is going to be forcing back the right side of the fight as well. It's just the only person still alive for Exposed Secrets. Funballer defending the left side, and of course the Titan went down to about 75% during that whole process. This is looking like curtains.
Player skill is a huge part of Smite, but there are situations in which you can put your opponents where player skill will take a little bit less of a factor. Like when you take 2 Phoenixes and then force a Fire Giant fight and force their main damage and highest level out to go defend the base, making it not only a 5v4, but a 5v4 against people who are extremely low level. I mean, Half Devil level 15, Frostyak not hitting level 20, the only non-support to not hit level 20, whereas they sent Funballer away. They had complete control over the map, complete control over the buff camp, and once that fight started, they used way too much on Raffer, who actually utilized the Geb Shield extremely well, putting himself in a great position. And as we look at the damage here, I mean, obviously take a look at Sayo. 31,000 damage. Moex, though, the only one who wasn't magical. They baited all of the defense that they could against Sayo and against Raffer and against Vexes, and then Moex put up 33k.
Well, that's what he does. 7-1-13. Of course, he sat in that lane for as long as he could. And that's the thing is, like, if you're going to put a physical damage dealer on the side of Mortality's heavy burst magic damage, it's got to be Apollo. I mean, high mobility. He can get in the back of the fight as much as he wants. If he wants to get out, he can get out. That's it. I mean, he's able to control the entire map. And what happened almost every single fight? Half Devil and Dazer, who were slow, just got rained down upon by Moex, forcing them out of the fight and spreading them with that knock-up. And all of a sudden, they had no zone to control. They have no healing. They have no space. And Funballer can't get in the fight.
So let's take a look at Sayo. I mean, this is probably the name that we talked about the most throughout that game. I mean, Sayo was just an unbelievable force, great plays, and, you know, the crushing waves were just huge. I mean, he missed one in the beginning, a little bit questionable, but, I mean, you can just watch what he does with this character. It's incredible.
Look at the damage. There's a crushing wave going to hit too, instantly vaporizing Shed Nightmare. Now, like for the damage here on Dazer, crushing. Actually, the hit from the water cannon takes him down there, and of course, no one else to kill. But you know, that's the thing, right? We saw actually on the left side a great ultimate which hit 3, killing 2 in the beginning of the fight. I mean, every single time he used that ultimate, he killed at least 1 person. And
that's the whole goal of Habwa, is just, you know, blow the kit, do as much damage as possible, and then just try to escape. And if you can kite, you have a 3-second cooldown to do a lot of damage, and that's what he did. A lot of damage. Well, it's hard, right? Because you can't get close to him because he does so much damage. You always have that thought in your head. He has the mental capabilities as well. But that's going to be it for the last game of EU, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into the art show coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern, 10 p.m. CEST as well. If you're looking for the art of all of Smite, definitely check it out. But we're going to cut out for now, guys. We're going to be coming back later in the day for the North American side of things for the Smite Pro League. They'll be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, which will be 1 a.m. CEST for those of you in Central Europe. When we come to a break now, we'll be back later for the art show. Stick around. We'll see you then.